Call your sponsor. Call your sponsor. Call you sponsor. Call you.
Bitch, call your sponsor.
Call.
All right, welcome back to another episode of Bitch Call Your Sponsor with Misty and Sam.
Hi, Misty.
Hello, Sam. How are you?
Oh, I want to get into it, but I think let's do our primary purpose, and we will be answering that question shortly.
Our primary purpose is for Misty and Sam to grow their friendship
and
maybe help others.
Maybe help others.
I totally forgot the last part because it wasn't about us. Okay, carry on.
So the topic I wrote down and I is fear versus feelings. And I'm not really quite clear what I meant, but I think so where do I start? So fear, I think of, yes, it's possible to, I guess, let me just start with feelings. Feelings are, for me, one word kind of things. They're one worded, like fear, anger. It's not, I feel like you hate me. It's like, no, I feel guilty and I think you hate me, right? I feel shame and I'm thinking about a drink. I don't feel like a drink, right? And so it's as he crossed the threshold, he thought whiskey and milk could be great. So I wrote fear versus feeling because my practice lately has been to identify the feeling. And I have actually these feeling sheets that I Googled, and they're one words. It's not the whole story. And I just practice identifying 3 feelings and then just noticing where they are in my body and breathing and actually just feeling the sensation. So right now I'm feeling sadness and I'm feeling constriction in my throat and a welling in my eyes and a little pain in my shoulders. And for me, it's just about feeling and being with those feelings. And then after I'm able to sit for a few, I usually go in my brain and I see, is there a narrative or a thought, a persistent thought that is there that's also potentially perpetuating the feeling? I heard if you, what is it? I feel the way I feel because I think the way I think. I think that's part of it. It's not 100. None of this is 100, right?
Right.
So that's kind of where I am with this kind of topic. What's coming up for you?
Oh my God, just that's so beautiful. And then I'm really honored that you're so vulnerable and honest with me and here in this space, because I know everyone feels like this from time to time and not everyone has the ability to access it and check in, as my friend Krista says, living from behind your belly button or from your fingertips. And from your fingertips is trying to get all this fed from the outside world so you don't feel this way. And living behind your belly button is, okay, I'm feeling this way. Where is it? I've made space for you. I'm gonna feel it. So that was just really beautiful to me. And then the other thing that I'm thinking of is that, someone called me recently this week and said that they needed to go to work, but they were angry and resentful at their boss. And they wanted to know from me, how did they show up to work and not be angry and resentful at their boss? And what I said was, you're going to need to go take a drink or a drug. Like, I don't have that answer for you. I don't have an answer for anyone on how not to feel how they're feeling other than drugs and alcohol. Because what we do here is we feel it. And it's not pretty and we're not used to it. And like you said, I literally had to look up the feelings wheels too. I don't know the names of feelings.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah. And not only that, like you just asked me last week something about how am I feeling. And I think I did a whole sentence because one word is like, I'm not familiar with. There wasn't a place where anyone in the home was like, Misty, what are you feeling right now? And here's the words, like this emotional maturity didn't just plop in my head after I stopped taking drinks. And yeah, I too have to look up the feelings wheel. And I told this person, hey, I can help you if you would like to show up to work and love yourself while you're mad and resentful at your boss. That I can do. That I'm here for. We can get through that. I can hold your hand and we can do it. But how to not feel what you're feeling? No. How to love yourself while you're feeling what you're feeling? There we go.
You know, I think about life, my life, and of course, and you know, I have been avoiding feelings or altering my moods. Like that has at the core. It was kind of anywhere but here, or I want to numb out, or I want to feel better. You know, I texted someone this week, and they said, "How are you doing?" And I said, "I'm having feelings." Which we all have feelings.
Right.
And their immediate reply was, "I'm so sorry."
Oh my God. I love that.
I legit just laughed. I'm like, yeah, no, we all have feelings. Like
Right.
feelings are not bad. Feelings aren't facts, which I heard, which I still roll my eyes at. You know? And then one time I remember thinking, like, I was in a meeting and I said, feelings actually just need to be felt.
Yes. Yes. I mean, my experience, strength, and hope, and the stuff I've learned, again, 2 days from now, it could be totally, I could be like, no, but that the feelings that I didn't feel are the ones that are still stored in my body.
Ugh.
So those are the ones that when it's hysterical, it's historical. So when the boss says, why didn't you get this done in time? I hear a 5-year-old me with a mom like, why didn't you do this or this, you know, and I rush to react and defend myself. Whereas if I am in this place of loving myself and caring for myself and giving myself my own emotional nourishment, the boss can say, why didn't you do this on time? And I can say, I didn't realize that was a priority. I missed the mark on that. What can I do to improve things? Or, totally missed the ball. Oh, well, you know, who cares? So what? Those kind of things instead of bringing 5-year-old Misty to my workplace. And then again, even if I do, okay, cool. Love you, Mist. Like, you might have to bring 5-year-old in for a while.
It's so mature.
I'm telling you,
evolved.
I'm feeling it. I am feeling it, but it doesn't feel like it's of me, right? It just feels like this self-love and self-care is like, oh, I know what you were going to say. Like, it does talk a lot about in our literature that when you're having feelings, go work with another alcoholic, right? But I would counter, the longer that I'm doing some of this ACA work, is that that is just a distraction.
Yes.
And it's another way to not feel what I'm feeling.
Yep.
And if I, let's say, am resentful at my boss, and I'm like, oh, I have to go help others, or my sponsor says, you have to go help others. I'm a freaking poisoned well, and I'm about to go talk to someone who's new and vulnerable, is that really the best thing for them and for me? I mean, not saying we shouldn't work with others. I just feel like we do need to get our own house in order before I'm helping you clean yours.
Which it does say that too, right?
Exactly.
Like, yes, like that is, personal inventory. For me, the personal inventory bleeds into self-care, not self-obsession or self-centeredness, self-pity. Self-care is very different, right? For me, the self-care is, am I hydrated? Have I slept? Am I hungry? It's the halt. It's the like the basics,
Right.
It just like, and this I actually was thinking for another time, so tune in, is the service versus saving.
Yes, and distracting.
Yes.
Like, okay, sure, I can keep myself busy 24/7 being sober now so that I don't feel, and I'll go to enough meetings and I'll work with enough people and next thing you know, I have a nervous breakdown at work. But I'm sober and I'm working the steps and I'm going to meetings and I'm working with others. Like, what happened? What happened was I was unwilling to do what you just shared at the beginning of this and sit with my feelings and go, hey, where does that feel in my body? And then, I love this one. I don't even know where I heard it and where it's like part Misty. It's a conglomerate of me and 4 other spiritual teachers I've heard over the years.
Share it, please.
Oh, I love this one. Okay. So in the brain, I picture almost like a mission control center, right? And there's a boardroom and I'm at the head of it and I say, who's all here? And they say anger, joy, resentment, all those one word things. And I say, or, jealousy, fear, all of it. And I go, hey, fear, anger, joy, all of you, stay as long as you want. Say whatever you need to say. You're all welcome here. As long as you need.
Ugh. That is, for me, radical acceptance, which it's like surrender. And I guess, like, if I really go deep inside, there is a core belief of like good and bad. I'm still judging good and bad, and to feel sad is bad.
Right. Oh, me too. And if I go deep enough, it says you're not doing it right. Everybody else is.
Yes.
You're not getting it, and they all know, and everybody can see it, and you should probably go hide. That's what it tells me. And then I don't know what happens at some point. Right towards the end, the surrender, I say, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe they can. I'll see it. Fuck them, which is my short version of the serenity prayer. And I'm going to go outside and I'm going to do it wrong anyways. And I'm going to fall on my ass and they can all fuck off because I love myself and I love who I am in this moment. And it may never get better with anyone else. Or finances, or how often I check the mail. But I'm here for me.
Thank you for sharing that and for always holding space. I think, I know my experience is where I feel safe, I can heal.
That's exactly it.
I could share the stuff. And I think, it's twofold. One is there's the perfectionist. I can't be vulnerable. There's a thought of it will last forever that I'm not even conscious of. It's still underneath. Like, if I have a feeling, it won't pass,
Right.
God forbid I feel a feeling. And then actually, what I realized the other day is the other side of it is actually being in the receiving mode to receive help.
Yes.
And I can be, too much service or too much, it's like I lean on too much service where I can care too much and not receive, right? To give too much versus receive. And, for me, that it's like, it's not vulnerable, isn't in the depth of my being, isn't a sign of power. It's weakness at the core, right? Like I grew up in a family of like they didn't share feelings, they were their feelings. So when they were angry, it was the volume on 12, it was like the whole house was shaken, They were unable to express their feelings. They were their feelings. And so it's so core to really just be there and to love myself.
Bitch, call your sponsor.
Call your sponsor. Call your
New episode tomorrow. Send us an email, bcysponsor@gmail.com.